Hey everyone, sorry about the video quality because I am currently filming on just a regular holder since I tore up my room looking for my tripod, but I could not find it. So apologies for any weird angles. But today I'm here to talk about Apartment 7A. I loved it. As a Rosemary's Baby fan, both the film and the novel, I was very excited coming into this, but a little wary because sometimes remakes of classics aren't the best sometimes. Sometimes they either just completely rehash it or they do something completely different and it doesn't work for me. But I went in without that much expectations aside from a few YouTube videos I saw about Fantastic Fest, people that saw it. The reviews looked pretty mixed. Oh, and this is going to be a spoiler video because I have a lot of thoughts on this film. So if you haven't seen it, go watch it and then watch this video. Or if you don't care about spoilers, just keep watching me rant. That it was just a rehash of the original. Well, I wouldn't call it a complete ripoff of the original film. It was similar, but that was to be expected because there's only so much different they can do with what the film's about, especially since the film was following a background character from the original film that's only in it for like the first 10 minutes or so, which makes sense that there's only so much you could do with her character, but they made her so likable. You know, she's a throwaway character in the original film, but in this one, I really liked her and I related to her because I used to dance. I stopped about 5 years ago, but I danced for almost more than 15 years. And I even have my little pointe shoes here. I keep them, even though it wasn't a ballet movie. She more did the musical theater Broadway stuff, which I'm on. But the dancing was pretty decent. I actually did not get to research Julie, if the actress that played Terry has a dance background, but she wasn't bad. You know, the dance scenes didn't hurt me as not a professional because I don't get paid. I never got paid. I did do competitions and all that. So I wouldn't call myself a professional, but I am knowledgeable. And I thought she was decent. The Grand Jeté leap that she called a chasse, and I was like, honey, the one she got injured on, the leap off the table. It kind of irked me when she called it a chasse later at the audition. And I know she was supposed to be injured, but at the audition scene, her leaps weren't that good. Even though, just like in Black Swan, you know, the abusive directors and stuff, the way that they knew she had an injury and kept again and again and again. I'm like, yeah, that's how dance choreographers, coaches, directors are. That's how they are. And it sucks, but it's a tough business. So I really related to her more than Rosemary. And I love both of those characters in different ways, but I'm a single 26-year-old. I don't have children. I did get my bachelor's degree, but I'm not in a career per se. I'm just working from home. But I would love to work in entertainment, but I know it's rough. I would love to work in that business, maybe behind the scenes. Oh, I love how this film calls out how toxic the industry is, the way that it's connected with all these, I don't want to say Satanist stuff because I'm not religious, but I do believe in people that believe in that stuff. Just like there's people that believe in Jesus, there's people that believe in Satan. And people that, which is fine, you believe what you believe as long as you're not doing what this coven is doing. And this is as someone that I wear crystals. I call myself a witch. Not that kind of witch, though. You're not going to see me taking advantage of young girls. Mm-mm. I don't do that dark side of brujeria. Call me the warrior of God lady.
Entire house is dark-sided.
I'm glad you're home.
Get the hell out of my house. In Jesus' name, I pray.
You know that meme? I really liked also how you learn a little bit more about the coven. You get to see that basement with the stage. And oh, it's just so creepy and aesthetically pleasing. Oh yeah, that's another thing I'll say. It's scarier than the original. There's more jump scares, it's faster paced. The original, while I love it and I would still consider it a horror film because of the whole devil thing and also all the stress throughout the film that Mia Farrow is in, but it feels more like a thriller drama to me as a horror fan, but I still consider it a horror film. It just doesn't feel scary, at least not in a spooky sense. It's more of a, me as a woman, I feel for you, because I'm sensitive to women that are in an abusive relationship or being SA'd. Like in that sense, I'm like, okay, I'm here for you, sister. And Julia Garner does good with the emotions in her role too. She doesn't get as hysterical as Mia Farrow's Rosemary, but I still feel bad for her. And I love her personality. She's not as soft. It's just Mia Farrow has the perfect soft voice. But Julia Garner was okay. Her voice too. Her singing voice wasn't my favorite, but that's nothing against her. The musical scenes I was kind of on because I'm not a musical person. Aside from critiquing the dancing, as someone that doesn't really like SA, I am okay with it the way that it was done in this film because it's very abstract and artsy, and you're distracted by the trippy psychedelic effects, with her dancing in the hallway, that duet. It's very aesthetically pleasing. So I'm focused on, how it looks, just like in Rosemary's Baby, which is how it's written in the book with the hallucinations that Rosemary's having, intermixed with the cult and the devil. I really like how artfully done those two scenes are in the two different movies. It's done in a tasteful way. At least in this film, you see less of it, which I appreciated rather than in the original where you actually see some of it. I like how it's more left up into interpretation. Also, what the hell was that glitter devil? That was kind of cringe. Creepy, but I couldn't take it seriously. The whole devil, the glitter demon. It looks like something from Insidious. But also, that the whole scene leading up to it with her meeting with the director, oh boy, it was giving Harvey Weinstein, which I'm not surprised by. I feel like that's what they were going for. And that that was very uncomfortable to watch, especially since I had a feeling I knew where it was going. And not even just because of the film franchise we're in, where we know she has to get impregnated, just in general. I thought maybe it's also because I don't trust a lot of strangers that happen to be men that I meet that want to meet for drinks. Like, if I don't know you, I'm at your apartment alone. How do I know you're not going to put something in my drink? And the whole way he treats her, too. Oh, someone can't hold her liquor. Ugh. And the night after, oh boy. And then distracting her from the whole fact that he took advantage of her with the, you got the part. Didn't like it. I knew it was gonna happen, but still, ooh, it's just as bad as Rosemary's husband betraying her. All that line, it's in the book too. The sorry, I couldn't help myself in a necrophile court of way. I'm sorry, like right there, I would have divorced that man. I would have divorced his ass because no way you're doing that to me, even without the cult thing. See, this is why a Hispanic woman would never be victimized by the Cassavetes. Speaking of the Cassavetes, I don't think that the girl who played Minnie in this really captured the character of Minnie. And towards the end, she was annoying, just like the original one, but she didn't feel sinister until the end, which, excuse me, I know they're supposed to be all nice, but in the original film, even when they were being nice, you could still tell that there was something off. I think they didn't really portray that. Maybe they weren't supposed to. And I know Diane West is a character actor. I don't think she did bad. It's just, I don't know. She wasn't giving sinister from the beginning like the original. But I need to rewatch it because I've seen it twice.
Oh, and I forgot to add, she did a good job in that scene. Um, when Minnie's knocking on the door and when Terry doesn't want to let her in, you can see through the little peephole, the fake smiles and just standing there. And then after she agrees to leave, she lingers and you can still see her standing there looking scary. She did a good job looking creepy there. So that's one good thing. Well, they were fine throughout the rest of the film, but that's something I forgot to add.
Because I actually, when I went to New York on a layaway, I went by the Dakota, which is where they filmed the original film. So I'm a fan. I'm a fan of this movie. I need to watch it again because I just read the book. And I'm going to make a video on the original, why I like it. I liked how they actually showed her trying to get rid of it and be more proactive once she felt something was wrong. And her even saying from the beginning that she didn't want to be a mother, she wanted to work on her career. And then the Cassavetes will take her in. No. Which I get and I relate to. I don't want children or something that's forced upon me. And when I like the scene where she goes into the church and her stomach starts hurting. It's just, it's more interesting because she's actually trying to figure out the mysteries of the coven. And she's more of a final girl in a way, which we all know what happens to her. But in the end, it's kind of a victorious death. She had no other option. She tried to get rid of it. She multiple times, and there was nothing else she could do. And the way that little dance scene, yeah, I'm just copying her dance. Don't mind me. Hail Satan. Like, that was goofy and campy, but I was living for it. The way she just tricked them and then sat all there all smug and then just fell. I was happy for her. Even though I don't usually like people unaliving themselves, but it was a happy, which is weird. Even though, oh, that's another thing. I knew her fate, but I still was rooting for her throughout the film because I loved her character. I relate to that hardworking dancer, and I've been injured before, not as bad as hers, but I've fractured, I've sprained, and still had to dance on it. So I know that pain and also how tough they are with auditioning, the petty disputes. Oh, I loved that scene where that bully girl, when everything was just breaking on her, that scene, it was a bit exaggerated. They could have done something more subtle, but it was still entertaining. This film, it's a little bloodier and a little more gross than the original, but it's nothing bad. It's nothing extreme, which I like because I hate body horror. No, I like blood. I just don't like anything grotesque. I have a really weak stomach. Y'all know, like in my intro video, I haven't seen the Terrifier movies. I refuse because I'll probably throw up because I don't do well with body fluids. But I'm gonna rewatch this film because I really like it. And I hope it comes out on physical media so I can get it. It's really good, and I'm I'm not sure if I like it more than the original. I don't think I do. I feel like they're different enough. One's more faster paced, while the other one is slower burn. I don't know. I have to come back to you after I rewatch the original. But like I said, as a fan of the original, I did get a lot of the Easter eggs, like when they mentioned Adrian Marcatio, however you say his name, because of that, all of them, Witch's Book. I love it. I really love it. I also really liked how they had Miss Gardner, or Gardenia, sorry, I just butchered her name, how they had the previous tenants of apartment and they showed her because they talk about her at the beginning of the original film a little bit. They hint that she grew herbs and stuff, which I had a feeling she was in the coven anyways, but that makes sense. But when she went crazy and went after Terry, it was a scary scene, but at the end of the day, I can't blame her. She was just trying to do them a favor. Oh, that's another thing. It was interesting how the spawn, how the fetus was kind of like Damien from The Omen, when people tried to hurt him, that something would happen to them. Like when she went to get an abortion and the second the speculum or anything went there, it, it threw her back, the poor lady. I don't think she died. At least I hope not. She seems sweet. And when she tried to stab herself, it stopped. So that was very interesting because I don't remember anything like that happening in the original. I just remember that Rosemary was in pain the whole time and Dr. Saperstein was gaslighting her. See, that's another thing. The first movie has a lot more gaslighting and, well, of course, spousal abuse because she's married, but but Terry still is being gaslit by the Cassavets and Dr. Saperstein too. Like when she starts saying, "Hey, I'm seeing things," and he's like, "Oh, we might have to lock you up in a sanitarium." Gaslighting. Oh, and I did like how she got revenge on the director guy. When she finds out what happened to her and she just stabs him, I'm like, "You go, girl." I wanted Rosemary to kill these bitches too during the original movie. That made me upset because she had the knife. I was like, "Kill them." But no. I love how Terry actually killed someone. I'm like, "You go. There's my final girl." And even if she died, she's still a final girl. Ripley died in Alien 3. She's still an icon. I think Apartment 7A was a hit for me. I really liked it and I will watch it again. It pleasantly surprised me. My expectations going in were, it would be meh at best and maybe I would dislike it, but I really liked it as a fan of the franchise and I hope that there's some more good horror films. I know I'm gonna do a review on Alien Romulus because I saw it in theaters twice. I just, I've been kind of distracted. I've been wanting to make the video, but I haven't gathered my thoughts enough. But I fucking loved Alien Romulus. But yeah, I love you guys, and I hope to make a new video soon. Bye!